I'm blue. Baba dee
Double
baba
D, double
die.
die.
Baba dee baba die.
If I was green, I would die.
Yeah. This is the 27th episode of New Game Plus, which again makes it the longest running homebrew I've ever run. So, you know, we're there now. We're there. I got this cool new command that I think will work, and look at that. Now when people ask me what the show's about, I can just hit that button and then they can still be confused because this show's fucking wild.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a command that says like 0 days without accident or something like that.
No. That would be a good one,
funny.
though.
I thought about getting one of those signs for my cat, you know, because he injures me, he bites me so much. I'm like, days since last incident, just constantly, just be 0 and just be welded to the thing.
So quick announcement. I'm almost ready to start my 6th year of tabletop RPG streaming. So I'm doing a poll for the end of the 5th year. It's in the description section on YouTube. It's in chat right now. If you got a few minutes, take the time to fill it out. The results so far have been enlightening, confusing, not what I expected. And apparently people mix up who Atomikspoon and Spootnik are.
I mean, they're the same guy.
Yeah.
My God.
You've never seen us in the same place twice.
So it'll be on July 26th, which I think is not the day this show is on. Will be my both my 6-year anniversary and my 1 year of playing Fate Grand Order anniversary. But none of these people here give a shit about Fate Grand Order. Spootnik played it for 5 minutes and then got the fuck out.
Yeah, it's an anime phone game. Yeah, it's all right.
It's all right. I like it.
Shit?
Fine.
Man.
So you know, let's find out what everybody's been doing this week. Spootnik, anything changed in your life lately?
Oh, you know, not so much.
Okay.
No, actually, I told the guys before we came on, but I did get engaged over the weekend, so I'm gonna be married at some point, which is awesome.
That seems pretty minor.
Yeah, you know, no big deal.
Not worth commenting
Actually, no,
on, really.
she's a consenting adult, Arthur. Jesus Christ.
Wow. Wow. Way to hit that one back.
So yeah.
That reminds me, Spootnik. I have to remember to scold you about that shit about the Final Fantasy VII trailer. Come on now, man. Have you actually? Because you were like, "That's my Friday night."
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Go watch the original Final Fantasy VII trailer, the one that doesn't have the new Tifa content in it, and the whole time everybody's like, huh, and I'm like, wow, there's so much grunting and like punching noises and such. There's no one talking in this trailer. It's all just people being hit.
That's most of video game audio, to be honest.
Yeah, but like you don't normally put that in the trailer. Normally the trailer is just a chain of really cool action sequences with people talking over it.
That's true. Unless it's Dragon Ball Z, that is constantly yelling.
Well, yeah, because it's Dragon Ball Z.
But that yelling is not.
I still don't know how I feel about the remake. Like, I don't know.
Listen, man, let me ask you a question. Has Square Enix failed to make a good Final Fantasy game in the last 10 years?
Yes.
Yeah.
Name one.
13.
Okay, they continuously remade 13, but it made them so much money. It's very popular in Japan and Asia.
It's true. They made 2 sequels to 13 just because the main character is like, friggin', what is it?
I will say 13-3
Idol.
13-3 was actually a fun game to play. I enjoyed playing 13-3.
I mean, 14 was great, 15 was great.
Also,
I mean, they just keep knocking it out the park here.
Well, 14 they totally royally fucked up,
and then they
blew it up.
That was like 15 years ago, man.
But that's the great
I was
thing
in
about
Australia
14.
when that was around.
The great thing about 14 is not only did they just blow up the world and fucking start from scratch again, they actually worked that shit into the lore of the new game.
Yeah, they had a really amazing finale cinematic where Bahamut lays waste to everything. It's like 9 minutes long, and it's so you could go see it on YouTube now. It's really cool. You can't see it in game anymore.
The new expansion now, there's like the one coming out in like next month, Shadowbringers. That's referencing the first game. They're finally doing that now. They're like, okay, it's been a few years. Everyone's forgotten. Let's go back and.
I mean,
do
they still
things.
touch on Bahamut in the regular storyline from time
Yeah,
to
but
time,
this is like
or
the
the
main
gods.
character. This is the main character from the first game.
Oh,
Short-haired dude.
interesting.
And I'm not so much opposed. I'm not so much worried that's going to be bad. I'm more opposed to like shit from my childhood being remade.
Well, I gotta tell you, there are some
Right
really
back up.
terrible parts to Final Fantasy VII. I feel like if there's someone that can make a faithful adaptation, it's probably the current Square Enix team. I think they're doing a lot of really good work.
I will say I'm hopefully cautious.
Cautiously
how I
optimistic.
feel.
It's a
There
good
you
place
go,
to be.
Cautiously optimistic. I mean, it could be good. I'm an old guy, guys. I'm almost 40. I really like the turn-based battle systems.
Well, that's
And
gone. That's
It's
100%
gone.
gone.
It's gone. It's not even a fucking JRPG anymore. It's almost like a Western style RPG.
Well, there are hundreds of thousands of RPG Maker games that all have that. So if you really want that,
Well, yeah.
That is literally my life. Don't talk to me about that shit. Don't at me.
I'm just
you
waiting
did.
for the new Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, that shit.
I'm gonna confess
I'll play
something to you. I've never played any Baldur's Gate.
Well,
Oh my-
they're releasing a new Baldur's Gate module for 5e. Right?
I played some
And that-
Neverwinter Nights, and I
November.
actually didn't like it that much.
Neverwinter Nights is really hard to get into, though.
And,
Like,
and
I will say
Baldur's
that.
Gate is much better. I think.
Okay.
Honestly, one of the best things I remember about Neverwinter Nights was there's just so much good.
There was no choice.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, one of my best things is there's a fuck ton of user generated content, and there's a lot of people put a lot of work into that, and there's a lot of really good,
I
additions
guess
out there.
I like being a Red Dragon Disciple. That was a really cool class. They're sorcerer or sword mages, basically, that can also breathe fire. It's like being a Dragonborn sorcerer fighter.
Well, I will say that
Oh, anime of
if
you.
choice
Yeah.
is your issue with Neverwinter Nights, Baldur's Gate series is pretty much nothing but choice.
Okay.
And I would actually say that Baldur's Gate 2 is superior to the first one. It's one of those cases where
Icewind
the
Dale, dude.
sequel's better. You what?
Yeah, I would.
Icewind Dale.
I would kind of agree with you. I mean, it's better by a bit, but yeah, no, it's just got more polish on it too.
It's a little more polished. The UI is a little bit easier to fucking deal with.
which it's small changes, but it goes such a fucking long way.
It does.
All right.
It does.
I mean,
But,
I'll
yeah.
probably play 3 when it comes out, but I'm not gonna play 1 and 2. Like I'm just
Are you
gonna.
gonna take a look at that 5e module?
No.
Nah. Looks
I
cool.
don't
though.
really use 5e modules anymore. I just kind of write my own content, and I do it by asking people what tortures they'd like to suffer.
I'm kind of wondering what they're gonna bring. I mean, like the module is one thing, but I'm actually more curious about what like as far
What
as
changes they made to 5e?
yeah, changes, spell like what all the other stuff. Because like for example, Sword Coast Adventures Guide, I so rarely ever play anything that uses that sort of stuff, but a lot of the spells and changes and that sort of stuff get brought into a lot of things. So that's what I'm more curious about, honestly. But I'll probably end up playing it in some respect.
I will say one game that I have been playing. I'm through 4 chapters now. Is what is it called? That the Plague game. A Plague
the rat-
Story. A Plague
Yeah.
Story: Innocence. It's actually really fucking good. Now, if
Oh no, the rats are coming.
the rats, if you enjoyed something like Hellblade, you would really like it. It's very light puzzle, very light combat and stealth, but it's an absolutely beautiful game. I'm not even playing it on PC. I'm playing it on the PS4, and it's still fucking beautiful. The story so far is very compelling and super interesting. It sucks you right in. The voice acting is amazing. And even though the puzzles aren't necessarily difficult, they're very creative. Like, you're not just avoiding hordes of rats. Like, sometimes you are using the rat hordes to your advantage to like attack people. It's really fucking cool, really well done. If you like a very heavy story-driven game, it is one thing that I think that they did really well is that I didn't think Hellblade did well. even though it's each level is very linear and you have a path you have to go, it doesn't feel linear. Like the scenery around you, it feels like you can go there even if you can't. Whereas Hellblade, the farther away from like the main path, the less detail in the scenery there is and that kind of stuff. In a Plague Story, it feels like an open world game that is not open world, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like they did a very good job with just the setting.
And the main character's got a hell of an arm. A sling just like takes someone out in the forehead. Just they do full on, almost full on backflips when you.
Well, yeah. You smack them in the head with your slingshot or your sling or whatever. But it's really, really good so far. It's like I said, the story is super interesting. Like there's, it's based around. It's like mid 1300s France. The Spanish Inquisition comes in. They want your younger brother for some reason. He has some mysterious illness. I don't know what it is yet. But you're trying to basically protect your younger brother, who you've never really hung out with because your mom has sort of kept him secluded, treating this illness. So you really don't even know your brother, but you're forced through events in the story to protect him and help him escape and from the Inquisition and stuff like that. And it's super interesting. Like I said, I don't know how many chapters are in the game, but I think I've finished 4 chapters, maybe 3. I just started playing it, but it's really good. It controls very easily. It's a great game to play when you don't want to be stressed out by gameplay, if that makes sense. The story will stress you out, but the gameplay doesn't. So it's this weird mix of relaxing, where you don't have to have like fucking super quick reflexes, but also stressful because of like the story and what's happening. And it's really cool. Really good game. It's not a full price game either, which is amazing. I think it's like $30 or $40. I can't remember. But it feels like a AAA game in the body of an indie game, and it's incredible. It really is. You need to play it. There's kind of a lull in big releases right now, and if you're looking for something interesting to play, if you don't have a big backlog going on, there's no reason you shouldn't play this game, in my opinion.
All right. I got one thing to throw at you, Spootnik. You ready for this?
Yeah.
You might know that cosplaying is bigger than it has ever been right now.
Okay.
There are thousands of people doing it on the regular. Conventions always have cosplayers at them now instead of it being a rarity. But I gotta tell you, with the simplicity of the new Tifa Lockhart, we are getting thousands, hundreds of thousands, bazillion million new Tifa Lockharts. That's right where we need to be at. We are at peak Tifa Lockhart right now, and it will only continue for the next few weeks as people are like, okay, I just need a black sports bra and a tank top and a leather skirt, some spats or something.
It's like what was in
you don't need 50 pounds of leather and like
right. Well, what's the car mechanic girl in Final Fantasy
Sid?
15?
It's Sid.
Her name was Sid?
Yeah, her name was Sid. Every Final Fantasy has a person named Sid in it.
Well, I know, but I thought her dad was named Sid and her
she's
name was
Sid
else.
too.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 100%.
Probably show up for Sydney. I don't know.
Final FFV 15.
15 Sid. Yeah, you're going to find out that I'm right.
Mechanic.
Her name is Sid, brother.
Yeah, okay. You're right. I thought her dad or something is in it too. I thought he was the Sid.
I think he's Dr. Sid or something.
Okay, that's fine.
He's a doctor, of mechanicology.
Sid Prime.
I think it's implied that he like traveled with Noctis's father during the old, like when he had to do his quest. So.
Oh yeah, what is that movie they put out before, like King something?
Kingsglaive or something like that. Yeah.
And then his father was DJ Sid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Before that came Flava Flav, the origin of all musicians ever.
I do like though how you try to tell me that every Final Fantasy game had a Sid in it, like I didn't know.
What was the Sid and Crystal Chronicles?
Does my bot time people out for saying the word Arthur? That can't be right.
Right.
Oh yeah, no, you can't put the word butt in my chat or you'll be banned. Don't do it.
No, you can't. You can't say butt. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can say butts.
There used to be people that came in and would like flood chat with butt all the time and like ass, so I just removed it.
Oh, yep. Your message wasn't posted due to conflicts with the channel's moderation settings.
Yeah, welcome.
Fucking hilarious.
You look, guys.
Welcome to Band Butt Town.
Sometimes 2 to 3 years ago, people just
Feral.
like butt in the middle of a stream, and I was like, I'm tired of looking at butt. I'm just gonna.
Well, obviously you're the one that's wrong.
That's a lie.
You know, I actually
I get
played
that.
the very first Final Fantasy game on NES when it came out.
My God.
I've only
So-
played like I've only played the NES ones, and I did that just because I was poor as a kid, and I had that one friend that had like all whatever, and so I played them because I had nothing else to do.
That's the spirit.
I can't tell you how many times I restarted Metroid for the NES.
Oh my God, over and over.
But
and over.
I've only played, what were there, 3 of them on the NES, 2 of them. 2, 3.
We used to for like Legend of Zelda, Metroid, Castlevania, like all those kind of things. We would literally we had like notebooks that have like the graph paper set up, and we would draw the maps.
The old
so
school
we would
way.
know
Yep.
where we had been and where we needed to go and all that shit. Oh yeah.
Oh, and then you'd mark down on the map when you found a challenge you just couldn't figure out, no matter how many times. And then you're like, oh, I got a new power. I'm going back to every place I've ever
I
been.
think I did something, a buddy did something similar to that for, I want to say it was Gauntlet, maybe. Something like that. Some other dungeon crawler. But it's,
I mean, even in the Super Nintendo days with like Chrono Trigger and Secret of Mana,
Chrono Trigger and its 27 endings. Holy
yeah,
shit.
like I mean, the internet existed, but like not really.
No,
And-
man, that's back in the day where people were like, oh, yeah, you can save Eris. Sephiroth will join your party. Like,
Oh,
people
yeah.
would tell you whatever shit that they found. Like, the first real thing you could get off the internet was, like, how to dupe items in Pokemon. By going up and down the Cinnabar coast or whatever. That was the first accurate one that I ever found. And even then, you'd still get people that were like, you can get a Mew.
I too
mean-
remember GameFAQs.
Yeah, GameFAQs.
The internet back then was actually calling the Nintendo Power Hotline for like $1.99 a minute
Yep.
for them to give you some bullshit ass fucking hint.
Yep.
And then you get a bullshit ass hint that doesn't really help you. And then a month later, your parents grounded you for spending $50 on a goddamn phone call
Wow.
on a landline.
You spent way too much time talking to Nintendo.
Spoot, did you have some
Landline.
childhood problems you'd like to talk about?
I
Oh
got
my
beat with a
God,
wooden
BFS.
spoon. I got beat with a wooden spoon for calling Nintendo Power Hotline.
You would not believe how bad spoilers were back then. Look, the first real spoiler breaker was that guy outside the fucking theater shouting that
Darth Vader was Luke's father.
No, the one who did Snake kills Dumbledore or whatever. What was it? Snape
Oh,
kills Dumbledore. That guy was like the progenitor of the modern spoiler movement.
yeah.
No, it was.
They
it
beat
was
his ass.
definitely,
Just
before any of that stuff happened, it was definitely The Sixth Sense with Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Well, so funny story about
Like
that movie. So I was a
yeah.
freshman in college when that movie came out, and I saw it in the movie theater. And we knew, everyone knew that there was a twist to that movie, but no one really knew what it was. But I remember going to see that movie. I was 18 years old, and we're sitting there, and I'm watching it. And about halfway through the movie, I looked at my friend, and I'm naturally a loud talker as it is, and I kind of forgot where I was. But I looked at my friend, I'm like, wait a minute, is Bruce Willis fucking dead? And literally everyone in the theater around me goes, oh, like,
Wow, you're an asshole.
Right, well, I didn't know. I was just
Uh-huh.
guessing. I was like,
Mhm.
because I was confused.
Mm-hmm.
I was literally confused. I was like, wait a minute.
Brian,
Bruce Willis
you are
supposed to be
one
dead?
step away from my father right now. He does that exact same fucking thing.
And then
I didn't
Spoony
think
looked
I was spoiling it. I just was like, I thought I'd missed something.
and then Spoony looked at the camera and did an whoops, and then a saxophone happened and credits
Yeah. Anyway, get off me. Get on someone else.
Yeah, Drumurboy, let's get on you. What do you got?
I just been watching E3 like all week.
Well, are you impressed?
Um,
I thought they had a good
really-
showing.
I really want to Switch now.
Yeah, you should get a Switch, man. They're
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
I was gonna buy one at Christmas, and then I bought a $400 guitar.
You could
pedal
become a
instead.
pro banjo player.
They're so good. Get a fucking Switch. Just do it.
Yeah.
Drumurboy, how dare you invest in your profession? The nerve.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? Bought
I
it
mean,
right off
like
instead
I
of
wanted to
Switch.
see, I wanted to see more of that Fire Emblem game. They didn't show anything of that. They just showed a cinematic trailer thingy.
I'm
and that's just
hyped
like
for
it.
that game. It looks so good.
Yeah.
I just want to see more of the mechanics and shit. Like, I
Look,
wanna
they're not going to
see,
have My Hero again, apparently, and you're not going to be able to marry off people in order to make them have kids and to make the kids have kids. That was the best part of the fucking Fire Emblem series, was creating an
It was a
army of
pretty good
children that were all murder death legion, and you got to the end of the game and they're like, this is going to be really hard content. And I'm like, you know what, bitch? I have created an army of genetically superior super soldiers who are all in love with each other, okay? This is going to be easy mode compared to everything
No
I've had
one
to do
can
to get
beat
here.
The Love Army.
So, Emperor's Children Space Marines. Got it.
Man.
And
What's,
the other thing-
Astral, what is it? Astral Chain looks dope.
That's a joke for the 140K person in the audience.
which one is the Astral Chain?
You're like
Oh, that's that police one, right? Yeah, that's that
you're like-
police one.
cop with like a chain with a mecha on a
Yeah.
chain, and you go into a demon realm and fight shit.
What?
Astral Chain.
Yeah, I don't know anything about what you're talking about. That sounds fucking awesome.
I think it comes out in September. Like everything Nintendo showed either comes out September this year or March next year.
Yo,
Yeah.
how's that fucking Majora's Mask 2.0? You know?
Yo,
Mm,
my
Awesome.
body is
Sorry.
ready.
I just don't care.
I also might actually start playing Destiny 2 again because like their thing kind of got me interested again.
Yeah, I'll play it. Especially because they're moving over to Steam now and whatever. And
Yeah, and my current obsession, Dota Auto Chess, I'm kind of falling out of love with. So need another grindy game. And I already have Destiny 2.
Path of
so
Exile. Path of Exile.
fuck
Path
no,
of
man.
Exile.
Oh, that's right.
Fuck
The
no.
new PoE shit dropped, right? That's right.
Yeah, it dropped last weekend.
Fuck no. Path of empty bank account.
What?
All right,
Never
Trevor.
spent a single dollar on Path of
The
Exile.
only people that I've seen play Path of Exile are streamers, and they're like, "Yeah, I kind of dropped $6,000 on this season." I'm like, "The fuck?"
Is that JP?
What the
I
fuck
know
would
he's
you
always streaming
buy?
that Path of
I mean,
Exile.
unless you're just buying all the like I've spent I think $20 on the game, and that's just to get a fuck ton of extra storage because I'm a
Yeah, it's either
not a hoarder, but
Destiny
that was it.
or
Because
Okay.
it's just you can only buy cosmetics in that game other than like extra storage space. There's no Shit you
yes,
buy.
you did remind me. I did buy storage, but I bought it like fucking 4 or 5
Well, you
years
buy
ago.
it- buy it once and then you have it through it's like persist. I think I bought guild storage too, but other than that, you can't like convert money to item like power. It's just cosmetic shit. So,
So
I don't know
I
what you could spend $6,000 on.
I have a bunch of friends locally that play Path of Exile. Whenever a new league starts, we all get together and do
Best time to
old-fashioned
play.
LAN parties. But basically, it's just we bring our computers over to our friend's house and all hook
That's
them
what a
up.
LAN party is. So yeah.
Well, but it's not a real LAN.
Oh, sorry that you don't all plug your computers into the same router so you can play
You mean
Halo.
you're not playing UT04 or UT99?
Oh my God, we used to
and
play
back in the good old days when you used to
What?
plug all your computers into that giant tank of Mountain Dew and go all
when,
night.
when I was in the
Please,
Navy.
Drumurboy, please.
When we were
It's
younger
not
men.
even-
When I was in the
It's
Navy,
not
we used to,
neutral.
on the ship, we used to hook up our laptops and play Unreal Tournament against one another in the workshop on an aircraft.
Oh yeah, dude. You
It
could
was
you could play
amazing.
you could play UT99 on a fucking toaster. I mean, you could probably
Oh,
play
yeah.
04 on a fucking toaster. But yeah, no. We played
I don't know, man. They got ray tracing now. Have you heard? You can't do that shit. Quake has ray tracing. It's stupid.
that's funny though.
Quake 2, I saw that ray tracing demo of
They
Quake 2 or Doom 2. One of the early first person
Yeah.
shooters.
They had I think it was Quake 3. They had set up it was a bunch of like some of the best players that ever played Quake 3, and they had an AI set up. The AI wasn't playing, it was just it was controlling, bots. It wasn't just like team deathmatch where it's just okay, they can aimbot. It was capture the flag, and it was learning from the players and then counteracting their strategies. Almost, it was crazy to like reading I'd have to find the article, but it was insane just how this thing was operating. You would think if you didn't know any better, you would think it was just a person just being like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing there. I'm gonna whatever. So TLDR, we're all fucked. Whenever that thing gets
turns out the people who control the algorithms control a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
As soon as like DeepMind is playing Dota and like is becoming unstoppable at Dota or whatever, they're just waiting until like some company like fucking Boston Dynamics buys that machine, and then Dota's us all into
and puts legs on it.
As if
puts it in a dog robot and then teaches dog robots to play Dota.
Look how many lanes there are, and there's so many creeps. Time to kill.
As if Boston Dynamics doesn't already have something more advanced than that.
What do you got, Henley? You keep saying my name and it's freaking me out.
You gonna do that Mario Maker too?
No, I have no interest in it.
Really?
Yeah,
All right. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just they don't care. I don't like platformers.
Used to be cool.
I don't either.
No, that's your problem, Dave. I was never cool. That's my secret, Cap.
No,
I'm always not cool.
China's still cool.
You know, speaking of people who are cool, Drumurboy, you got anything else to add to your intro?
I'm just trying to think of what was happening.
Well, what happened outside of E3 for you?
Not too much. Just
don't you have some new drops handing out on nerdordie.com?
Yeah, Virtua's still there, still going.
That's
strong.
good, because I still buy a bunch of shit from Nerd or Die now and then put it on my stream.
I think they just came out with a new one as well.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called.
Overbox,
I didn't do anything for that one, so
it's all right. I bought it anyway.
Yeah. Other than that, just like watching E3 and trying to like stop being sick.
Dude, story of my life, man. I know that feeling.
I was sick for a week and then I got okay. And then suddenly this cough is back, and I think I slept weird because like what I think happened, I don't know because I was sleeping. But it was really cold one night and I like woke up with the blanket over my head, but like I think I was pulling the blanket with my arms into my body, and like my head was like cranked down into my chest for 8 hours. So now like the back of my neck is kind of fucked up. Slowly getting better.
Good fucking job, dude. I don't even know how you did that.
Me neither. Like I got more range of motion now than I did on Monday morning when I woke up. But
yeah, I swear I'm just gonna get one of the sleeping bags, goes all the way up, and it's just tighten it just so I can't move, so I can't sleep weird to fuck my neck up.
Yeah, buy one of those $800 fucking weighted blankets so you can't move.
You guys just want to die in the middle of the night or something. Jesus.
I mean, nah. Yes, actually.
I think all I realistically need is a new pillow, because I think I'm like tossing and turning, trying to find a comfortable position. But
I don't know, man. I've got good pillows, and I'm contemplating just setting up a camera to see what the fuck. I think I'm just adjusting because the way my cat is he just gets all up in your face, and you just get warm, and then I move, and then the cat scoots over, and then I move. I think that's
and then you know, like with your ear like on your clavicle.
Yeah, I just because I have a messed up spine and neck. I've always had a messed up back and like just back pain and stuff, and it's just getting worse. Which part of it's just degenerating because of course it is.
Yeah. Well, like my pillows, I haven't bought new pillows since I moved, since my second year of college. I've been in this place for 2 years. And the summer before that is when I bought.
Yeah, I replace my pillows pretty much every year, just because I sweat like a banshee. Two, it's just, I mean, even I've had really nights, you know, oh, it's supposed to keep you from I don't give a fuck. I was also the kid where I slept on bunk beds as a kid. On the top, I would roll off, hit the floor, still asleep, didn't give a fuck. So I'm just like, I'm not going to spend the money on a really nice pillow. I mean, I get decent ones, but I've had like really, really like, you know, like recommended to me by pain specialists and stuff for, you know, oh, it tries to keep you from moving, and you know what, I'm just like, fuck that shit. It's just a waste of money for me because I just
get a pillow that's like the You Died screen in System Shock, just this giant arachnid robot that picks you up by your head.
I just need something that's like, I'm just going to get a giant like C clamp with pillows
Yeah.
and it just holds my head, so
Yeah.
it can't move. That's what I need.
Custom made headboard that just like is fit for your head, so it just like sucks you up there. Just yeah, man. Anyway, just trying to get better and be a normal human being again, and watching a whole bunch of E3 shit. It's basically my life.
You know, speaking of someone who could get better and become a normal human being, let's jump over to Henley. That's right. You thought I was going to say Atomikspoon.
I did too. I thought you
Yeah,
were.
I know. I wanted to go for the flip out though.
What up?
Yeah,
I'll
what
keep
is
it
up?
short. Released a video game on Friday last week on Switch
What's that
called
game?
Warlocks 2 Godslayers. It's a mix of a side scroller and a Diablo. So it's good, real good. We had a really good opening week. I made over $50,000 worth of sales, so I'm pretty happy with
Okay.
that.
Nice.
You're going to release a DLC
And-
patch where there's a new final boss who's the god of time. The whole game gets braid mechanics where you can reverse time and then redo your... No? I feel like you could really sell this on Warlocks, though. Slaying gods? Nothing? No? Okay, I'll let you make the video
No.
games. I'll just play them.
I know I don't make the video games; I just sell them for people. We got another game coming up pretty soon, but yeah, it's going through certification at the moment, so we'll wait on that. But other than that, yeah, that's me. Speaking about people who like being neat, Atomikspoon, you have my vote. I voted for you. What up?
Oh God, why would you do that? Mistakes were made.
Oh wait, no, sorry. I voted for Spootnik. That's right.
There you go.
Sorry.
That's the right choice. That's the right choice. Like, you just
Oh yeah, can you link that poll one more time, Arthur?
it's
in
in
the
the
chat.
announcement. It's in the announcements channel.
I'll link it again
What's the announcements channel?
on my Discord.
Oh, all right. Okay.
The one that's beneath general.
Yeah, I've been working on some models as usual, as is tradition. I've been sick, going off what Drew said. I've been sick as hell. Just not even like flu sick, just no energy and just in a lot of pain. I'm actually going tomorrow to get my back looked at again. And then I set up my cauterization thing again because it's about time for that. So I get to have my nerves zapped with electricity. So that's gonna be fun. I have that done on a Tuesday, so I'll be in great pain Wednesday for that, whenever that session is. So, but that's pretty much been it. I've been helped some people with a one shot yesterday. It went pretty well. Just playing that Warcraft and working on the models. It's really just literally been all I've been doing, dealing with the cat. It's been me.
Hell
All right.
yeah.
How you been, Arthur?
Well, I'm hoping that the people who are I'm not going to mention any names, but 3 of the 4 members of the Warhammer Wrath and Glory group have yet to play a game of Warhammer 8th edition. And I think Atomic is the only one who's actually going to do it because Pondo's busy and Sid Alpha.
I've been talking to James one day.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We're gonna do it. 'Cause
Don't
I just
worry,
have to
he'll
get- I
kick
just
your
have to
ass.
get caught- I just have to. Oh, he probably will. I just
Yeah.
have to get caught up really on the changes between 5th and 8th, which aren't really that much. But I'm still just like, treat me like I've never played before because I'm an idiot and I'm probably forgetting something super important.
The rules are way more simplified in 8th edition than all these
They
past
are.
ones.
They cut out a lot, like blast.
Yeah,
stuff.
there's no more blasts, there's no more weird shit, there's no more templates and shit like that. It seems really
Still,
straightforward to me.
I'm just like, I haven't actually played. Like, I've played a couple of things on Vassal, which is like just a 2D thing. So there's before.
Play stuff on Vassal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how people would play Warhammer Online before Tabletop Simulator was a thing. Is you would play in Vassal. They were just little 2D sprites, and that's how you would play. But it's been a while because where I lived in Alabama, there was a tabletop place. I'm like, oh fuck that, we're fucking off like 2.5 hours away, and I'm like, I am not driving 2.5 hours one way to play Warhammer, and so I stopped, and so I just have to get caught back up. But I've got all my rule books. I've been talking to James. We'll get that sorted out. We'll be good to go.
So I gotta tell you guys, I thought that the Game of Thrones game would launch way before the Wrath and Glory game, and the way it's looking, it's not. Like, the Wrath and Glory guys mostly have their shit together. I feel like even if I can't force them all to play a few games before we launch, they'll still get the hang of it. The Game of Thrones guys, they're just stuck in this eternal con hell where everybody's like, well, I have a con this week, I have a con this week, and I have a con this week. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do episode 1, and then a month later we'll do episode 2. We'll wait. So we're
speaking Game of Thrones, the G.R. Martin FromSoft game.
What is that?
Has a trailer. Elden Ring now?
Yeah.
It's just a trailer. It doesn't tell you anything about the game, but
That's fine. I'm sure it'll involve a lot of dicks and feast scenes.
I don't know.
I mean, why else would you hire George R. Martin to write for you?
Well,
G.R. Martin
Peter
is
Dinklage,
not
Peter
content
Dinklage.
with killing your favorite characters. Now he wants to kill you over and over and over.
Well, look, here's the thing about George R. Martin. In the first book, he's like, all right, I'm going to kill one favorite character. And the second book, he's like, all right, I'm going to kill 3 of them. And in the third book, he's like, now I need to invent 50 new characters so I can kill 50 more characters. Several of them will be new. Several of them will be old. I'm just going to mix it up. And then by the fourth book, he's just like, it's just a fucking slaughterhouse in here. We're just going to just lay waste.
And now in Elden Ring, he can slaughter an infinite amount of characters.
Yeah. An infinite amount of times.
I think the only things from what E3 I've paid attention to were Cyberpunk and then the new Doom. That's literally all I care about because I don't all this other stuff. I'm just like it's in one ear out the other. I'm just like I don't care. None of it.
I feel like it's a very exciting offerings. Like the opening conferences were not that great, but I feel like there's pretty consistent offerings this year. I'm excited.
Ghostwire Tokyo. All the things that I'm excited for were just trailers. This was a E3 of just trailers, pretty much. Well, it's like, here's a cool thing. We're not ready to show gameplay yet, but it's a thing.
E3 is because remember, E3 was originally a industry thing, and then it got big with the Flash and everything else, and then they were like, okay, we want to go back to how it was, and so it just seems like it's it went up, it peaked, then they reset the thing, and it's at like that peak again to where I'm wondering if they're going. I mean, probably not because there's so much money involved now. They can't do that like mid 2000s reset that they did. But I'm just
E3 used to be part of CES, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't
feel like electronics show.
I thought CES. No, I'm thinking
thing.
Yeah, I thought CES was in January, wasn't it? I thought CES was like first week in January.
I don't know. That was a long ass time ago. I only know that because I know
CES used to take part across the street from the Adult Entertainment Expo, if I remember.
Yeah. I think it still does
in Vegas. No, I think they're on separate weeks now because people started complaining and bitching and whatever else.
Okay, because I was watching.
You're in Vegas, but if you see some titties, let's just freak out.
I watched Linus Tech Tips a bunch on YouTube, and I remember there was one of the years that they were at CES, and one of their videos was like one of their guys goes to the adult con because
I think well, I haven't paid much attention to E3, but I have been watching some of the stuff out of Computex because Computex is in Taipei, but that's where all like the hardware stuff is.
Oh yeah, the new AMD hardware stuff.
I am too.
I'm kind of excited about.
I'm more competition. More competition is always good for
the 12 core processor for $500 is like okay.
Yeah,
we'll see. Graphics card prices are fucking insane and have been for like 3 years.
No, this is a CPU.
Yes,
CPU. Well, okay.
It's essentially it's the competitor to Intel's $1,200 CPU for half the price.
Yeah.
With like 98% of the performance. Yeah, no, they're
definitely. Well, I am looking to get a new computer, and Thanksgiving time comes around, so I guess we'll see.
Yeah, so
let's play some D&D though.
Yeah, well, I mean, Dave's back now, so it feels like a good time.
Yeah.
Let's play some GD.
I was like,
you know what? I was thinking about you this week, Drumurboy, when I was watching some newsreel where some guy was like, we're gonna prank Canadians by going up to them and asking them to diss the opponents of the Toronto Raptors. And they're like, go! Diss the some sports team. And all the Canadian people were just like, oh no, we don't do that here. We're Canadian. We're very polite. And I was like, oh shit. Yeah. They literally just have a string of people who refuse to diss their opponents. And I was like, man, Canada is the new Japan now.
Even like, it was, I think Kevin Durant, one of the players on the opposite team of the Raptors, got super injured. Like, I don't know what he did. I don't follow
Achilles. He got an Achilles injury.
Yeah, Achilles.
It could be a career ending.
Yeah, I don't follow sports ball, so I don't really know much about it. But like, all I heard was like, people were like, Toronto fans are kind of cheering, and then they realized what happened. They're like, oh, and they're like really throwing all their support behind Kevin Durant now.
Yeah, I mean,
not like team support, but like, get better, buddy.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, that's just good. it's like you might
Sports some shit,
you might root for another team, but you don't want to, like, you want it to be a fair. It's like, oh, I wouldn't want my team to fight the shit, to play the shittiest. But it's like, no, you want to, what's the point of beating somebody or some team if they're not at their A game or whatever? Because it's
I absolutely want to defeat people when they're at their weakest. Why bother otherwise?
Well,
you should have as little challenge to your life as possible.
If it was war, yeah, I would agree with you.
Things should come to you extremely easily.
That's not how that works.
Man, I apologize to inanimate objects that I bump into. Like, Canadians aren't gonna insult another team when they like apologize to inanimate objects. All right.
I don't know.
Are we ready to get started?
I'm ready.
I don't know. Apologizing to inanimate objects just took me right over the edge.
you like bump your shin and it's like, sorry.
All right.
Yeah, actually.
Previously on this show, the party walked away from a series of fights in the desert with several wyvern eggs, their friend Exos, and some pretty fat loot, which they exchanged to the Sorcerer of the Sands. They picked up an animated shield. Exos managed to get a bag of gold, and the party also picked up a new friend, Baba the War Elephant, who has no training at war. Baba has become a mobile base. You've got plenty of food for Baba. No, I'm told that someone is doing a Baba drawing, but we'll have to see about that.
Baba ooh mau 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 mau.
I don't know.
Can confirm it does exist. Have seen a little bit.
I have not seen it, so I do want to say I have to apologize. I made a mistake last week. I did not have the correct decimal place for the transport fee. It should have been 108 gold pieces, not 1,080. However, the party has still chosen to take the quest to defeat the lizards of Sislik rather than travel with the elves for money. So,
do you want to hear my summary in the notes? Because I did want to really.
Sure. Yeah. No. Go ahead.
Sold some shit, got an animated shield, an elephant, and changelinged 1,000 children. Also, some weird old man tried to bring us to the dark side.
Yeah, all of that's true. Oh yeah, I forgot about the sorcerer that showed up because you guys didn't fight him. And you just basically were like, "We don't want to fight you," and he was like, "Cool, I'm gone. What's up?"
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The day starts. It is the 45th day of the season of wet. You all have 17 days worth of Baba feed left and 7 days worth of kitchen supplies left. You are traveling on a naval transport of the Sunpath Empire. They've kind of given you most of the ship with just some like marines to make sure you don't, attack the crew or anything. You're 2 days into a journey north, and the plan is to send your group to the south end of Sislik in order to do the landing operation, draw attention, and you are to hit a specific area. So we come in on all of you in the captain's quarters, where the captain is like standing aside. He's got like a do-rag on and some very loose white clothing that is just covered in sea spray and shit. The commander looks extremely uncomfortable wearing standard in Sunpath Empire armor. He's got full metal armor on. The intense heat of the ocean is just blazing this guy, even inside the cabin, where it is very warm and very humid. Sweat is pouring down his face as the commander goes, "All right, you mercenary folk here. You understand what I'm saying, yes? I'm speaking your language correctly?"
Oh, I get it.
Tomorrow night, we'll be landing at the southern end of Sislik. We're going to have your group drop first at the coastline. You're to make as much noise as possible, draw as many defenders there, make as many people flee in terror as possible. The rest of the troops will continue sailing northwardly towards the far end of Sislik, where we will reach the docks and we will offboard safely. Your objective, once you've landed, is to make your way to this house. And he shows you this big map and points to a farm that's on the very southern end of Sislik. All around this town, there are underwater caves which the pirates of these lizard folk people use to store their boats underwater. They use it to hold their treasure. They use it in order to escape invasion, exactly like what we're doing. You are going to hit one of these underwater cave repositories. You're going to hold the area. When people try to flee in your direction, you will prevent them from leaving. I trust you understand what I'm saying.
By prevent from leaving, do you mean like
It would be suboptimal for lizard folk to flee from the Sislik invasion. We need to round them up and completely neutralize the threat. Do you understand now?
License to kill?
You're mercenaries. I assume that you are, in fact, licensed to kill.
So Agram's just going to completely disregard Finley. He's just going to go full. So these underwater caves, what's their ingress? Do they go in at low tide and then the high tide steals
We're not
them
sure.
off?
We've never been able to get any agents in.
All right. Any supply depots or anything that you're worried of, trying to take intact maybe?
We will, throughout the rest of the town, handle that kind of objectives. Your job is to make it easy for us to do a ship landing on the docks. We are going to throw you overboard as we pass the southern end of Sislik.
All right. Just look towards. Can you swim? Looking towards Finley.
Oh yes, I've spent many days on the sea.
The coast is pretty shallow there. This boat has a very even keel, shallow draft. That's why it's taking so long to travel.
All right.
Are we going to bring the elephant with us?
So when you say that, he says, yes, Baba, we're hoping to offload him at the docks first to help clear the way. I understand Baba's handler is...
You want to use our elephant without us?
We want to split your company.
Well, here's my idea. I think we should, Rangers should be the first ones to go off since we are the stealthier. Pretty good for that whole, we can get close, get in, start some havoc, cause a distraction. It'll help with your whole landing situation. He's gonna look.
However you want to handle it, we'll allow you to handle it.
If you break our elephant, you buy us a new one.
Well, Kelly
understood.
Kelly. I'm assuming Kelly's going to be with the elephant because he's not exactly the stealthiest of boys.
So his plan, the commander's plan, is to have Exus in the elephant, basically help clear the docks off of any dock workers, and have the elephant sweep the trunk, knock everything out of the way, make them literally clear.
Yeah, not clear. We're not talking like D-Day. He's just talking about literally.
Yes.
Clearing.
Your guys' job is to clear the docks by drawing everyone in your direction. Baba's job is to clear the docks in the same way a broom would.
Yeah.
So, and this is in character. So, are you saying that as big, strong sailor men, you need an elephant to help you? You can't just do it on your own? Why can't we use our elephant?
Because in order to use your elephant, we would need to stop the boat to let the elephant off. And the elephant will tip the boat as it gets off.
All right, that makes sense.
I get what you're putting down. I understand your plan here. It's just a standard diversion, amphibious landing operation.
Yeah. I got to be honest, we're paying for you, so we want to make sure that we utilize you in a way that will save our troops' lives.
No, I understand. I'm sure Kelly understands as well. He's fellow man-at-arms here. I say is the only other person.
Kelly's just like, I'm not leaving Baba ever.
Well, he's the only other soul.
Baba is my son. Okay?
Don't talk to me. My son.
Raise that boy.
That would be fucking hilarious. So
How far away is this initial drop-off point?
30 hours. Assuming we get a good wind.
Walking?
From here? By sail.
Sorry, how far away are you dropping us from the docks?
Maybe 20 minutes. Walking pace.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not really far.
We need you close enough that people will be able to see you.
Well, here's the thing too.
Right.
Is I assume Kelly can't swim in his armor.
I mean, I can.
I mean, they're dropping
I
you
think
off
so.
in
But
shallow enough water.
It's shallow.
You're only
No.
going to be boot
So-
deep.
I mean, I might have to
Okay, I get
ride
that.
on someone's back for a second, right?
Well, I was.
Shallow,
You're
shallow.
talking. Okay, so the ship we're on. Can you describe it? I mean, it's a shallow draft. I get that shallow.
Yeah, so I mean, it's literally like a transport barge.
Okay, so it's just a straight up barge. I'm thinking
yeah.
more of like a galleon, just short.
No, I mean, they
Yeah.
don't have that kind of fleet capability.
Yeah, no, I got you. I get you. I give. Yeah, so I was
Yeah,
thinking.
so
the
I
guys-
mean, remember that this entire empire is a river empire.
Yeah, no, I
so
get you
like
now.
trying to take out pirates, they have to keep everything close to the coast and
Yeah.
hit them where they hurt rather than try to fight them at the ocean because they'll lose.
when you say pirates, I'm thinking. So I'm now thinking more of like. Oh God, what do you call them? What is it, the pirates? Modern day pirates? How they're just in like small
The
boats.
Barbary pirates?
Well, like
Somali.
Somalian pirates. That's
Yeah.
the one. Yeah, they're in small craft. They're not actually.
You haven't heard anything about how the lizard folk operate, but he did just mention that they keep their boats underwater, so it's probably like a
Yeah.
very unusual accommodation.
All right. Well, let's get us a plan of action here.
Yeah, lizards that climb up on the side and then barf out people. Ah!
As the commander leaves, the captain turns to you, Finley, and makes some gestures in Thieves' Cant,
Okay.
indicating he wants to speak with you privately.
I gesture back, can do.
So he takes you out to the poop deck.
Nice.
So he wipes his forehead and says, I do not speak your language well. I will attempt to accommodate.
You're doing really well.
Thanks. I have problem that I believe you can solve.
I can always do my best.
You are a man who can make problems disappear in the night, yes?
Some say that I could do that, yeah.
My first mate is trying to take my job from me. His uncle is commander of fleet. I would like for this man to disappear in the night. It happens sometimes, you know, people fall overboard.
The commander or his nephew?
The nephew, my first mate.
Okay. Okay.
How
Yeah.
can I make this accommodation with you?
Well, I was just about to get to that. You know, it can be rather costly, not just monetarily, making someone disappear. So, one, you have to be okay with the monetary cost, but two, you must also be prepared to deal with the cost of the commander of this fleet's nephew, your first mate, disappearing under your watch.
I am prepared for that cost.
And just how are you prepared?
I have favors to call in. I assume you can make it seem like accident. So
Of course, I will always do my best. However, the captain of the ship is ultimately responsible for the well-being of his crew.
yes,
So you will have to answer questions.
I will answer questions.
And I need to be positive that my name and the names of my
I
companions
don't even know your
won't
name,
come up. That's a good answer.
but I don't know your name.
Again, good answer. Keep that up. And you and I will be just fine.
Okay.
So what I suggest is at this point, we agree on the terms, and we walk away like nothing happened.
Yes, what are terms is what I'm trying to get to. He seems like he's a little frustrated now. He's like wringing his hands, trying to like wipe them off on a belt sash.
Well, you know, and what Finley's doing is really gauging his conviction.
I mean, this guy seems like he really wants this dude dead, but he's super nervous right now.
Why are you nervous?
If anyone discovers what we're talking about, I have a lot of problems. If you betray me, I have a lot of problems.
What reason do I have to betray you, though?
What reason do you have to not betray me?
I don't know you.
That
You're
that is
paying
a
me for
very good reason
service.
to betray someone.
No, you're paying me for a service, and there is honor among thieves. And as I say, honor among thieves, I also throw that out.
Yeah,
in
and thieves can't. And he nods and says, "Yes, yes, I know. I have observed you over the last 2 days. I understand."
So, how about this? Um, the is there what is the monetary gain from killing the lizards and all that stuff?
You are going to get a portion of the loot. You'll be getting 10% of whatever the army takes away from this, and you'll also be given a boat.
Large enough to carry the elephant.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. You'll be
so-
taking one of the transports, the pirate transports that they capture.
So I'll say this 10%. Make it 25 and your man disappears.
So when you say that, he's like, "I don't know how much we could take away. You are potentially asking for an enormous amount of money."
Well, I mean, the ship that we stand to gain from this operation, I'm sure could handle the weight, unless you're planning on, you know, betraying us on the quality of the vessel we're going to procure.
No, no. Can't. There are several vessels in this fleet, and I will not get. You are asking for 15%. That I don't have 15% of potentially hundreds or thousands of gold.
Well, but we will once the operation is over.
You are getting paid more than I am. I am just a ship captain.
Well, I'm getting paid more because I'm going to make someone disappear and not have that person connected to you or to me or my son or my son's son ever again.
Can't I just... You have a son?
No, no, no. It's a figure of speech. Don't worry about
Okay.
it.
Can't I just pay you a direct amount of money? You know, like 500 gold and this guy disappears or something like that.
I mean, you could, but you also get what you pay for.
How much does it take to make this man disappear is what I'm asking.
So you offered 500?
I want to know what you want. So he's getting super frustrated.
I told you what I wanted.
What's your rate?
I
What's
can't
your
give you
budget?
something that I
What's your
don't
rate?
have yet.
No, but I'm asking for a promise that instead of 10%, we get a bigger cut.
I am not responsible for that. The commander is responsible for that.
All right, how about this then?
Okay.
800
Go
gold.
on.
800 gold, he disappears.
Do you want it now or later?
I'll tell you what, on good faith, you give me half now and half once the job is completed.
Okay. Let's go back to my quarters.
All right.
I love that it's just like the worst negotiation in history. It's like, all right, fuck that. So I would just like some gold.
Well,
He goes under his bed and removes a floorboard and pulls out 2 small chests and then begins flipping through some gold coins and some gems. And he passes you 6 rubies that are each worth 75 gold pieces. And then a bag with 100 gold pieces.
one more thing before I accept. My crew and I were quite fond of magical type items, possibly items that could be soul-bound, if you know what I mean.
That sounds
very
like a good
descriptive.
thing to have. I've never... I mean, you people are the only ones I've ever seen that have such things.
Oh, you've never seen them?
They are very rare.
I know they are.
Yes?
That's why we like them so much.
Okay.
Do you have any in your possession?
No.
Do you know where some might exist?
There could be some in Sislik.
All right, I'll tell you what.
Yes?
400 now, 400 later, and a contact in Sislik that might be able to give us Or
We are going to
help us-
Sislik to kill everyone there. So your contact there will be me.
Oh, well, you're not very helpful.
Done
but I'll
deal.
take the money.
Hello, I'm the
So he gives you way more than what you asked for, right? He gives you 550 gold pieces.
That's fine.
He gives you like almost 2/3. Well, I guess almost 3/4 of the amount that you would need.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Good luck,
says,
Finley.
make sure to eliminate him tonight.
Is there a certain way you'd like him to disappear, or
Off the boat
you just leave
quietly.
it up to me?
Don't make it look like he was stabbed and blood everywhere, okay?
Okay.
I mean, if you have to stab him, it's fine. Just don't, leave evidence.
Certainly.
I don't need commissar.
No worries.
Okay.
There's no way that this will be tied back to you. I want the rest of the money, of course. So
Of
if
course.
I fail, I wouldn't get it.
Okay. All right. Feeling good about this.
Me too.
Hey, first mate, come over here real quick. Comes over there. Baba, sit.
You're like, hey, first mate, let's go talk at the back of the poop deck. Hey, come down here. I want to show you something. Stab him in the throat. Throw him overboard. That's it. We're done.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Finley now has an assassination job. What are the rest of you doing? You got, several hours before tonight. There's not a lot to do on board besides some minor gambling and sitting around doing bullshit.
So I'm sitting on the back of Baba's head, laying down, my head against his head, and I'm basically just going through the entire story where everything's like.
So yeah, then we decided that it would be a good idea to sell all of the arrows for some really low cost.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we did it in hindsight, but that's how things sort of break down with us.
I'm Igor will be talking to Doc and be like, all right, so pretty much we just need to be as quick and light as possible. Just take, weapons, ammo, potions if we got them, just quick and fast. While Kelly's talking to the fucking elephant.
Yeah, I think we should when we get there, we should scout the area for in and out points, cover those.
Yeah,
Lock them.
maybe if we can start a fire or something to,
Block
cause
points if we can. If we can't, just keep an eye on them. Also, I might convene with a new friend, see if there is any help they could offer.
I mean, any help you got, I'm not going to turn it down. So it's just going to be two. I assume it's going to be the two of us. I think the other two are probably going to stay with the elephant. I don't think they're. I mean, well, Finley can be kind of stealthy. I don't necessarily want to bring him.
You don't even know where Finley is right now. You look around, he's nowhere to be seen.
I don't. I'm whatever. But I'm just telling Doc. I'm not even like trying to be quiet. I'm just like I don't. He can be stealthy, but we need to be stealthy, not to possibly be stealthy. If you know what I mean. So.
I thought the plan was that we needed to cause a big distraction.
We do, but I
Gotta
thought
get in first.
yeah, I thought the two rangers disembark, 20 minutes away, whatever. We make our way there. We cause a hoopla, make a distraction, and then you guys will land on the docks with the elephant, and then with all the rest of the troops. Was my plan. Because we need to be able to move quick and stealthy and,
Yeah.
So unless anybody else has any, would like to try something else.
No. Just the person that I'm thinking of asking for help, and they help in odd ways if they do help at all. So.
I mean, it never hurts to ask.
Yeah.
So, but
Sometimes it does hurt to ask, but
I mean, yeah, but whatever. So he said it's about what 30 hours to get there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got plenty of time. So, but I'm gonna get all my shit in order, and then I'll relax once I'm prepared, I guess. because I heard there was some gambling.
Anybody got anything they want to do before we cut to Drumurboy attempting to commune with God? Not God, but, you know, the Lord of the Fae, and Spootnik going to assassinate somebody?
No, I'm just gonna go throw me some dice with the crew, I guess.
There's a scene of Kelly trying to explain a joke to an elephant for 20 minutes.
30 hours.
There is no explaining. Baba
Baba-
gets it.
Baba
man.
understands. Baba knows all.
Baba understands. He's the best listener ever.
It should be noted, by the way, that 100% confirmed now that Exus is going Rogue Scout, but he's only level 1. He's not a Ranger. Sorry. He's a Rogue Scout.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's what you said last time, right?
We
There
need
was some
3 out of 5
confusion
Rangers.
whether
But
he was
we-
a Ranger or whether he was a Rogue.
Yeah. Well, he's taking the better.
He's
choice.
taking the Rogue archetype that
Considering-
makes him a Ranger.
Considering how much he likes to, or how good he is at hiding, is probably the best idea. I'm just having a vision now of like going full desert rats. So like Daka and Agrim on like those lizards, just like with a machine gun mounted on it, just hit and run.
Machine gun?
Yeah, desert rat style, man.
Okay. There are no machine guns in this world.
I'm well aware. It's just a mental image.
Okay, all right.
Just a Gatling gun with teeth on the end that like recoil after it's been shot. So it's like
Which one of you wants to do your thing first? All right,
Doesn't matter to
Drumurboy,
me.
let's commune with God. You get smoked up an hour in. You find yourself in a kind of underwater environment. There's ocean coral around you. It's fucking luminescent. It's like a weird pastel rainbow of like magentas and fuchsia, neon green, neon orange, neon yellow. The fish everywhere are striped in odd ways, horizontally, vertically.
it's like a neon Far Cry drug dream. I get
Yeah,
it.
exactly. But less like Far Cry and more like Blood Dragon.
True.
It's like Drug Dream, but if it had happened in the Blood Dragon universe.
Yeah, instead of like synthwave, it's like Vietnam era psych rock.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because the landing song that's playing in my head when you guys go to get off is probably going to be Clarence Clearwater. Do some Fortunate Sons.
Unfortunate son.
It's just Akram coming out of the water with the crossbow.
Oh, am I going full frogman?
I don't know. Are you?
Just like a desert, just paint and just coming at just he's got got the green shirt, but it's just the sleeves are just ripped off, tattooed. Just no, I'm all about it, dude.
So yeah, you find yourself underwater, and there's just a mask bobbing in the water, floating up and down, looking at you as the fish create a kind of bubble around you.
This place is neat.
We are wherever you are.
Hmm.
I am there.
So, how much do you know about our current mission here? Have you heard everything?
The goings on of the mortal realms interest me little.
These people, these lizard men we're about to, I assume, slaughter. Are they of any interest to you?
They have forgotten me as much as any other place has.
Has the ruins that they inhabit, does that pose any value?
There is something under the water. A monument to my people. So it's not that there's a body to gesture with, but there's like a gap that opens in the bubble of fish around you, and you see a blue-skinned like mer woman that has weird stringy green kelp hair. And he says, "Sea hags. The ugliest of all hags, a creature of slime, deceit, illusion, curse. one who can bring death with just a glance. Once the sea hags occupied this coast. There is a ruin somewhere near here, where you sleep. Perhaps it is where you are going to. Should you find it, should you uncover it and bring it back to its full ritual potential, you can create a gateway between our world and yours, where we might bring sea hags back into the world once more, where we might bring covens back into the world once more, to bring terror into the hearts of mortals.
So there isn't a sea hag there, it's just a monument.
The mast just floats. The bubble of fish cover the view of the sea hag.
All right. I was hoping maybe we might be able to unleash one, but
If you finish the portal, they will come. Maybe not immediately, but they will come.
well,
The greater the sacrifice you offer, the more likely you are to draw their attention. As with all Fae, suffering is our delicacy.
maybe deferred suffering will work. I've got a village to ruin.
You are to wipe out this village.
Yes.
Everyone?
As far as I'm aware, yes.
So you hear something like a clinking of stones, and at your feet there are now 5 pebbles that all have a rune carved on them. In the aftermath of the battle, where there is always an aftermath, if you were to surround this city with these 5 stones, when it begins, when the executions begin, the energy of their deaths will be trapped by these stones and given unto me. I would consider it a great boon you were to bring me their suffering.
Like bend down and scoop them out of the dirt. See what I can do.
You jerk back awake. You've got 5 wet, dripping with seawater river stones in your hand.
Let's pouch them and scene.
Spootnik, why don't you walk me through how you're going to kill the first mate? You're like, I'm not. I'm going to go to the first mate and be like, someone paid me to kill you. If you pay me double, I won't kill you and I'll kill them instead. I'm the brawn of this show.
I was imagining like a halfling, like shaved male leg to make it look like a female leg, sticks around a corner. His eyes bulge out, cool cartoon style, walks around the corner. Hear a sound of like
the pupils are hearts.
Punched a bunch of times. Yeah, exactly. And then he's being tied to a cement brick and pushed off the boat.
I just want to say for the people on YouTube that the chat is like, you know what? You don't have to call that sea hag ugly. She's got a great person. It literally says in the bestiary, they are the ugliest of creatures. It's right there. It says ugly inside and out is her chapter name. Okay? I'm just saying, you might like sea hags, but they are literally the manifestation of ugliness. I'm sorry. I didn't make the game.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Actually, you should hate the players.
Yeah, that's true. So
We are awful people.
My idea is, so getting into a little bit of Finley's backstory.
My God, really? It's the 27th episode?
Who is?
Season 4.
So,
Finley has the backstory.
you know, Finley's grandfather, along with being a thief, was also a seaman. And
Nice.
exactly. You know, transfer some of his knowledge, not all, but, you know, Finley knows his way around a boat. So what Finley's going to do, I'm assuming there's rigging or something, like, is there a sail on this boat? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, there's no one mowing it, rowing it. So yeah, there's a sail. There's 3 sails.
Sure. So what Finley is first going to do is kind of loosen up some of the stealthily. He will climb one of the masts, right, where the rigging for the sail is, and discreetly loosen one of the ropes that keeps the sail taut and securely fastened to the mast. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. I'm assuming, obviously, that the captain pointed out who the first mate is, so Finley knows what he looks like. Blah,
Yep.
blah, blah.
Yeah.
Finley will locate the first mate and say, "Excuse me, you're the first mate, yes?"
Evendish Ninsuni Taman. Eastall.
I try thieves' can't. Does he know that?
He just looks at you confusedly and like.
Okay, not a problem. So Finley will point to the loose rigging.
Okay, so.
Say, look.
He looks up at it, and he like calls to one of the other men and is like, You wave your hand and he doesn't say anything yet.
Yes. Say, no. Captain, and I make like the shape
of a captain's hat.
The captain's name, yeah, like captain's hat.
All right, so he doesn't know what you're doing because captains don't wear hats in this Navy. But when you say the captain's name, he says the captain's name back. And he's like,
and I point at the first mate and point at the loose rigging.
Okay, make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Okay.
You aren't sharing a language. He's confused as to why the captain would order him through you. 15. He takes a deep sigh and moves to start climbing the rigging in order to get the rope back in place.
And as he's going up, I sort of tap
underneath.
I sort of tap him and say, and like make the signal like, I'm going with you.
Okay,
yeah?
All right. He just starts climbing the rigging again.
Yep, I'm going up with him.
When he gets to the top, he holds his hand down to like help pull you up onto the mast bar.
Sure, the cross beam, yeah. As he is sort of tightening it, because I'm much shorter than him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to loosely wrap like a loose rope around his ankle.
Okay. Interesting. All right, I want you to do 2 things. The first is a stealth check to make sure no one else notices what you're doing.
Okay.
Including him.
All right. 15.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Now you need to get the rope around him.
Yes.
I'm going to say that this is a proficiency. You know what? I actually will accept sleight of hand. Sure. With dexterity. Okay. Let's do it.
8.
No. So he just thinks that that rope got loose, right? He doesn't suspect that you put it there, but he like shakes it off his leg and like points to you and says something to you and points at the rope.
Like, oh, right. And I grab it and almost had a problem there.
Yeah, and you can tell that this guy is super frustrated right now. He's so annoyed that he's up in the rigging dealing with these minor problems.
Sure. Well, it could become a major problem.
Yeah, he's just speaking constantly in Eastal now. Tevini nande. Davai.
Davai.
I should have known you'd go with that. Okay.
Okay.
Slapstick assassination. Yeah.
So no one is really paying attention to us.
You have a 15 stealth so far.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'll go Davai, and I'm holding the loose rope. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Say, okay, hold on, and I'm gonna start sort of climbing up him. Yeah.
You're gonna
Like
climb
acting-
up the first
him,
mate. Okay.
Yes, acting like, you know, oh, I'm short. I need to, you know, get a better, you know,
Oh my god.
purchase to help secure this rope. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, make a deception check.
Deception check. Okay.
Yeah, otherwise he's gonna just not let you climb him.
Okay.
This is to check his.
Just hold him this noose
How about this
around
one?
your neck.
Oh
with
my
your-
god! All right, you can tell that this guy is suffering. His suffering is so bad right now,
And
but
I'm
he
like,
lets
okay,
you climb up the
okay.
side of his body
Yeah,
so you can
and
get
I'm
on his
gonna reach.
shoulders.
I'm helping. I'm helping. Okay, I'm helping.
One of the
So
runes don't
what I'm gonna
begin to
do
glow.
is I'm going to take the rope as I'm climbing up and act like I'm fumbling with it, and
Okay.
it somehow gets wrapped around his neck.
All
And
right.
as it does, at the same time, I hold on to the rope, but with one foot push against the mast and the other foot push against his chest so he falls off.
You have a 20 deception. It happens. You
Okay.
climb up the side of him. You know, he's just like, oh, da, da, da. You loop the rope around him. He's just like, what? And then you kick him off. He's like, oh.
Yeah.
You snap his neck immediately he's like, he goes yard arm out over the water. His neck just snaps. And the rest of his body just floats there. Someone like looks out there because it's dark and they're just, you know, what was that?
I start yelling for the captain. Captain! Captain! I don't know what happened. The rigging was loose. He was speaking. I can't speak the language, but he looked upset about something. I maybe it was because
The captain
You know, he-
comes out of the captain's quarters and is like, what are you babbling about?
look. I
So he picks up a lantern and like spotlights it, and he's like, "Ah, Chevali Name!" And like people start rushing up from the underdecks.
And
Someone,
I'm like, help me! And I'm trying to I'm making it look like I'm helping him, but like I'm actually kind of like tightening the rope.
I mean, he's already dead. His neck is
he's
snapped.
dead. Oh, he's dead. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
His neck-
you heard a horrible, sickening
So
noise.
I'm making it look like I'm trying to like pull him back towards like the cross beam, like.
Okay,
I
let's
think
be
he's still
clear here.
breathing.
I'm gonna need you to make a strength check for this one because he's like 4 times your weight,
That's fine.
and he's at the end of a rope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Strength check.
Athletics.
Oh, athletics.
Yeah.
Uh, 8.
Yeah, you're too weak to haul him back in. Like people come scrambling up. They're
Help me,
all
I can't get him back. I'm making it look like an
Yeah.
accident.
people come up to help you with it. Like at some point people just start elbowing you out of the way because you're useless in this situation. Everyone is talking and like pointing at the first mate. The captain is just speaking in Eastal constantly. No one is paying attention to you, Finley.
I don't know what happened. I don't know how.
So the captain just like stops everybody and like puts his hand on your shoulder and starts speaking, and everybody's just like nodding. Some of them take their head covers off. The captain takes his do-rag off as well. The captain starts guiding you back into his quarters.
Okay, I'll go with him.
So when you get inside, the captain's just like, I've told them all that we will put you up for a medal for trying to save the first mate from his dire accident.
I give like a half bow and I say, "Thank you, Captain. I tried my best to save him. I know how much he meant to you."
Yes, of
But
course.
There was sadness in his eyes as we were climbing the rigging.
You suspect that he might have killed himself then?
It seems like it.
How mysterious. Well, allow me to give you some of the ship's funds as a payment for your heroism.
I couldn't. But I
No,
will.
please,
Thank
I
you.
insist.
But I
So he hands you a bag with 250 gold pieces in it.
Sweet.
This is the least I could do. You. I have no idea why the man would kill himself. He has such a bright future ahead of him.
I tried to stop him.
When you go to open the doors
Please
again,
let
you
the
can see
crew
that
know.
crew members outside are like gathering for a funeral. People were waiting for you. Well, they're waiting for the captain to come back out so it can get started. Probably some various people heard this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna stay for the funeral?
I mean, I think it would only be the right thing to do.
Yeah. In the total darkness of a moonless night, they wrap him up in a sail and dump him overboard in the shallow waters of the coast.
And I will say, apparently I almost said girlfriend, my now fiance, is apparently listening, and she really wanted me to work in a pun about the Duck and Sheep song "I Am Barely Breathing," and I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to get it in. I was going to try. I'm barely breathing. Am I too old? Do people get that reference?
I don't get it. I'm sorry.
And I can't feel the air. Oh, okay.
You know what
Anyway,
worries me about this group is that you guys roll too good when you come up with elaborate plans.
Hey,
It's true.
it just means it was a good plan.
I want to tell you, last night on Stars Without Numbers, they were doing the first episode. I was like, Stars Without Numbers is a tough game. A regular handgun will kill a first level character real easily, but I've never had any characters actually die. It was a fucking bloodbath last night. People were like, this is the first time I've ever lost a character. I don't know how to handle it. And I was like,
oh my god,
you're gonna hate me for a few hours. It's fine. I accept it. Just let it out, Connor. Just let it out.
The first time I ever lost a character. Okay, roll up another. They're dead.
Well, he did roll up a new
They're dead.
character.
Now you've lost 3. Does it
Was he
not
playing
hurt
a
any?
psycho?
Yeah, he was playing a psionic.
He had like 4 HP.
So look, no, I mean, in Stars Without Numbers Revised, everybody has 4 HP. You all just do 1d6 and that's it. Warriors
Oh,
get
shit.
plus 2 hit points. That's it.
So they jettison him off the side of the ship.
Yep,
buried
they
on
jettison
sea.
him off the side of the ship.
Nice. I give a little salute, take out my pipe, take a puff, offer it to the captain for a puff as
The captain
condolence.
offers it to another crew member, and it starts
Yes.
getting passed around. Everybody's smoking your Western leaf.
Yes.
A lot of people like take it in and it's like,
and I'm like, yeah.
look at this cat. This cat is amazing.
Give it a lick. Lick the cat.
Don't lick the cat. Don't do that.
No.
Let my cat go. All right. Yeah. So fucking Finley gets away with murder, literally. The title of the episode is Finley Gets Awarded for Murder.
Yay!
Anything else you want to do tonight?
I mean, I think I deserve a rest.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Anything you guys want to do before a few minutes before you get dropped off the ship?
No.
I mean, I would. Is it possible to like stop bonding with this elephant in some way?
Yeah, make an animal handling check.
Cool.
I mean, you're not instantly going to be able to become best friends with the elephant, but
I know, but that's why I said stop bonding.
yeah, you
or
can
whatever.
start.
Ugh.
Not only do you not bond, Baba is so bored of your stories that whenever you start talking, Baba tries to push you with the trunk further, like away from his head, away from his ears to like the rear end of his body. He just doesn't like the sound of your voice, apparently. Exis like wraps his arm around you and is just like, it's okay. It's okay. You just need time. Just need time.
What if I told you time is all I have?
You say strange things sometime, my friend.
Oh. Let me tell you a story about my
I've heard many
situation.
of your stories in the last 2 days.
If Doc hears that, he's like, don't worry, Kelly. In some timeline, you were friends with the elephant.
I imagine in some timelines I am the elephant.
I'm a walrus. You're an Eggman.
Kelly's like, remember that timeline where I
With tube?
was a druid and I wild shaped myself into an elephant?
So I got some interesting ideas for spell effects coming up. So we'll see how we go.
What is your plan for this drop-off point? Are you going to split the party?
Oh, that's such a dangerous question for.
I know, but that is Agram's plan, is to let the Rangers out.
Stealthy
Well, I
boy.
mean, Stealthy Boy's out, and then we're only going to be separated for all of 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, what
Oh,
could happen?
Well, yeah, what could happen? But
Literal
here's the thing. If the whole point is for us to be stealthy.
It's not. The whole point is to be flashy and draw attention.
All right, I put on my robe and wizard hat. Let's go.
Okay, so Finley is now cosplaying as a wizard.
Cosplaying Gleemo. He got the Gleemo.
Oh shit!
He got the Gleemo Founders Pack.
But it's like
Premium Gleemo skins.
It came with
it's just a
1,000
little
gems.
too big for him, though.
I got
It's made-
1,000
it's made for
Electrum
human
pieces
child,
with
yeah.
it.
I mean, I'm fine.
Look, don't get me wrong. If you guys want to split the party, you want to stealth in, find some place in the middle of town, start setting fire to buildings, you want to let the cows out, that's fine. That's not what these people asked you to do. It still accomplishes the job either way. I just want to know, what's the party's plan here?
I mean, I am.
They
a stealthy boy.
wanted a distraction.
Yes.
Stealthing up, setting a fire or something else to one side. I mean, if we walk in there and start just throwing hand grenades at shit, they're gonna militarize immediately, and then it's gonna be more of a pain in the ass for the amphibious landing that they're trying to pull off, right?
Well, and they also don't want us to, offer any quarter for escapees or anything as well, right?
Yeah, they've been a little vague on it, but you did come here to wipe out their race, so...
Yeah. I mean, what's a little genocide between friends?
This is the most horrifying campaign I've ever had. You guys are just straight up ruthlessly evil.
You put us into a game where our consequences literally have no repercussions. So,
Well,
it's kind of like
Don't.
this is over a 900 GP difference. If it was only 108 gold, then we probably wouldn't have done this. But it's 900 GP.
I asked you guys if you wanted to go on the boat instead. I would have retconned it, and 3 of the 4 people were like, no, we're going to kill the lizard folk.
All right, so
Retcons are lame, man.
what are we doing?
Go ahead.
Are we going to go team Stealthy Boys, or are we going to just fucking charge in here one side and start just fucking shit up?
I mean, stealthy
We can
boys.
just fuck
Well, you want to fuck shit up? Okay.
I mean, here's the thing. You guys are only as stealthy as my beautiful butt. So,
Truth.
but if you want, I can hang back just a minute, look like an average Joe, and you guys can run around and make some stuff happen.
I mean, we could also literally just walk up there and murder the first lizard we see.
Well, we could go stealth, or we could just go straight up violence of action and just walk in there, just fucking go for
Listen,
electric boogaloo.
I'll be Ben Stiller. You can be Robert Downey Jr. Okay, like let's Tropic Thunder this bitch. You know what I mean?
My God.
Are you saying I should be like the worst incarnation of blackface? Is that what you're telling me? Right now?
Are you gonna stutter and like? I mean, honestly,
we need to get a consensus.
okay. So the idea or the plan, so to speak, is to basically cause a distraction, enough of a distraction to where they can make their amphibious landing and have an upper hand. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
Man, I wish I still had that guy's head.
and we have.
You did not preserve it. It has been a while.
How long? And I'm sorry, Arthur. How long was it when they drop us off? How long is it until they make their landing?
20
Like, how
minutes.
20 minutes. Okay.
Don't get time to set up.
I mean, yeah, it gives us a little bit of a time, but we also need to draw people away from where they're landing. So stealthy boys may not be the way to go, honestly, because we want to cause as much of a ruckus as possible, as quickly as possible, to get those folks away from the landing and towards us. So, is there any type of explosive material or something like that on the boat, like
No.
a equivalent to like a black powder type thing
Nope.
or something?
Mm-mm.
Alchemist fire is about the closest you're going to
Or
come.
yeah, okay. All right. So I think honestly, then the best way is to literally almost maybe come up to the first lizard folk we see and be something like, "Hi, we're lost, and can you help us?" And oh, here's a dagger in your gut, and just start slaughtering. Because if we're stealthy about it, I don't think we have enough time. We're talking about 20 minutes.
Well, the stealth thing was to stealth up, start a fire, and start just fucking shit up without causing everybody to go straight to arms to make the landing. Like it would draw everybody to one side, but they wouldn't all be armed and ready for attack. Was my original idea.
Yeah, and we could also like understand where like points of traffic are and funnel them. So like set up.
But it's whatever you guys want to do. I mean, I'm fine with it.
I mean,
it's also D&D, and I think you might be overthinking everything.
Well, I am a soldier. That's how he thinks. I mean,
I like the stealthy boy idea. I'm just concerned about how long it will take because, and not to metagame or whatever, but like depending on how the rolls go, there's a lot more. It's easier to fail with stealthier than even if I fail stabbing a guy, it's still going to cause a ruckus. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we can just walk in there and just start fucking shit up. I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Bring me John Connor.
Selection.
I mean, I think that's the way to go, honestly, in this situation. Is just let's just go in and just fucking Braveheart charge that motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Everyone in agreement?
What was the Arthur? Real quickly, what was the name of that accord that they had with us? Desert Accord.
The Storm and Sun Accord. The Storm and Sun Concord was what it was called.
So maybe what we can do in order to get close enough to start fucking some shit up, if they request whatever, we can just say, "Hey, look, we're looking Storm and Sun Accord or whatever." Yeah. Oh wait, no, that only worked during the sandstorm, right?
That only worked. Well, it was a thunderstorm, or if you're in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, the sandstorm.
Yeah, it's not going to apply here, but you might be able to get close to them by like talking about it, right? It'll confuse them, but they'll at least know that you know a bit about their culture. Mm-hmm. But are all of you good with this plan? Everybody, we're down with it.
Yeah,
all right.
Sure.
Several minutes before you get ready to land, there's a gentle rain, which blocks out any moon that there could be, which there won't be much of it. It also covers your noise. And I'd like to have all of you set up somewhere on the battle map here as you get dropped off the boat. They take out oars so that they can start moving faster. They slow down just enough to let you guys jump off the side into like 3 or 4 foot shallow water and slog your way up the coastline. Right near a sunken ship. Well, a beached ship.
Okay. How high is this? I mean, I assume it's kind of in like at an angle kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I want to get up. I want to get up wherever the high ground is. Best I can.
Sorry, this beach is perfectly flat. This rock right here is like 5 feet up.
Well, I mean, I was talking about the ship, right? The ship protrudes.
Yeah, the ship is definitely the ship height, so it's about 20 feet tall.
Okay. Are we just deploying in this box?
Oops. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm about to reveal the location of the baddies.
Gotcha.
Got him.
That was my confusion, but we good. We good.
All right, I accidentally hit the back button on my mouse, so now I'm here. Okay, there are a number of lizard folk fishermen who are pulling up crab pots. One of them, all the way here, is like deep fishing out in the ocean. They're just men and women that seem confused to see the 5 of you appear out of the darkness, armed for war.
5?
4. Sorry, the 4 of you.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
In the process, one of them approaches you, begins speaking Draconic, which of course only Agrim can understand, and he's just like, "Hail, travelers! Did you shipwreck near here? Attacked by pirates?"
I'll kind of give a look. Our boat sprung a leak, and we didn't have the resources to repair it, so it kind of just swapped, and we made our way to shore. Barely. We had to drag our friend here. One point. Is Kelly's visible? Yeah. I assume we're all visible.
Yep.
I had to drag him to shore.
It's a 7-foot walk visible.
I mean,
Well, I didn't.
I'm
All right.
assuming you guys have some form of light, because Finley can't see otherwise.
He's got his lantern.
Okay, well then Kelly is so visible right now. He's literally like there's lantern light reflecting off of him, and he's wet, so he's like a fucking beacon in the night.
I'm
so wet.
glistening, baby.
Yeah.
So wet.
Okay,
Bacon
all right.
jerk.
Breaks me down.
Yeah, I want you to make a deception check here real quick, Agrim. That will set the general tone as to how alarmed these people are to see you.
All right, -1. Let's fuck this up.
I mean, you probably shouldn't send the person with the -1 to talk to the locals.
Well, here's the thing: the person with the -1 is the only one who speaks the fucking language.
Yeah, that's rough.
8.
I believe in you.
I don't.
Yeah, all of the lizard folk in the area are just like looking at you guys, dripping with weapons, armed for war, fully armored, and they start like clutching at spears that are on their back. Some of the spearfishing guys are getting ready. The dude who's pulling in crabs like puts it down and draws a knife. These guys are ready to get slaughtered. They know that something's about to happen.
They're ready to get slaughtered.
So let's roll initiative.
All right.
Okay. Ready to get slaughtered.
Hit ya.
Let's see.
I'll take a 10.
Yeah, I'll take
Oh.
A 9 or a 10?
I'll take a 22.
10, I guess.
Agrim.
All right. Do any of these guys have ranged weapons that I can see?
Well, you know, they all have spears of some type. Nothing more than that. So, I mean, they could use the spears as javelins.
Right.
About half of them have something that could pass as a shield that they've been using as like a dish or a tray, but it's like a full-on bone shield that they could probably use to defend
okay, I
themselves.
got you.
Or, you know, they could Captain America it, throw it at you 20 feet away, hit you with it, it'll bounce back, they'll catch it perfectly.
Yeah, okay.
That's America's ass.
What's that meme where it's like, just fucking shoot Captain America in his legs? His shield is the size of a dinner plate.
Right? Why does everybody shoot him exactly at the shield? Like he's like 75% of his body's exposed, but whatever. I call it plot armor is what that is. All right, I'm gonna shoot at this guy right here because I don't like him being behind us.
Yeah, so he's slowly lowering his fishing rod. You can see he's got 4 fish on his belt. He's going over the shoulder for a spear.
All right.
He's drawing it out. You immediately turn and thwop him with a big old ass bolt. Let's see how it goes.
19.
Yep, that thwops the shit out of him. He feels pretty thwopped.
I get a second attack because of thing. 13.
That also hits.
All right, cool.
He is nearly dead. Anything else you want to do? You have a bonus action.
That's true.
Why didn't you Hunter's Mark that motherfucker?
Because I'm stupid and forgot. But
Well, I gotta
Hunter's-
tell you, there's a lot more killing to do. You may not want to blow all of your abilities immediately.
Yeah.
I also want to point out, because you didn't do it immediately, you have to draw your animated shield and then use a bonus action in order to have it
Okay.
dance.
all right.
I mean, you could do it right now.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, yeah. So you lower your crossbow for a moment. You pull your animated shield out. You let it go, and it flies to like block any incoming attacks for you.
What's the magic word?
Yeah. What's your word that you set it to once you attuned it? Fuck.
Badonkadonk.
But did you just say badonkadonk? Is it literally what you
Emperor.
just- Emperor. Why would I say that?
Horus is the best.
No, Horus was a fool.
Chaos undivided.
It's like my life is like the movies, bull riding and boobies.
Gunshine. Fuck my cat.
My cowboy hat's by Gucci. Wrangler on my booty.
God, you guys you're bad, and you should all feel bad.
Would you like fries with that?
Huh?
Fries with that?
Yes.
Whiskey.
Whiskey. He'll probably say something like, iron within, iron without. You know.
All right. Yeah, the shield moves to block attacks for you.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll go full. It's because AP wants to drop all the fucking 40k references that he doesn't understand at me. We'll do that.
Wow. I don't know why you think I don't understand 40k. I've been involved in 40k on the outside for about 5 years. I started streaming because I watched Dark Heresy, man. That's roleplay Dark Heresy.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't mean much.
Wow, listen to this motherfucking hater. You haven't even played a game of 8th edition yet. I don't want to hear it from you. I'm so far ahead of you. Listen, you're a Tau, and I'm the fucking Imperium of Man in this situation.
He's ahead of you by like 40.
Turns to look at the army over there. On
You can have all the armies you want. You ain't shit if you ain't playing. That's all I gotta say to you. You ain't shit if you ain't playing. Finley, let's talk about you.
So I'm going to go after this boy.
Yeah.
With the short bow. I do believe though they're not surprised, but I do believe with my assassin.
They haven't acted yet. Your assassinate will take place. You have advantage.
Well, no, I don't have.
My second murder.
You have advantage on any creature that hasn't taken a turn in combat yet.
But I thought they had to be surprised.
Nope.
Nope.
No, that's if they're surprised, you get a critical hit.
Oh, okay. I had them mixed up. Okay,
so they're not surprised. They're not going to get a critical hit, but you do have advantage, which means you can sneak attack on it.
So shooty with the bow.
Yep. I'm sorry, I didn't see which one you pegged.
12. This one up here.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, 21.
You're going to get 21. Yeah, I was going to say you're going to miss, but then you hit. Yeah.
Okay. And then
sneak attack.
Can I do that?
You have advantage on the attack.
Yeah.
I thought sneak attack was when someone was adjacent to them.
You can sneak attack whenever you have advantage or if someone's adjacent.
Oh, okay. So I will roll my 3d6 then.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Now we got sunshine.
18 damage.
All right. So this guy is sitting here. He's like cracking open an oyster with a knife. He's getting ready to throw the knife at you, and then you just hit him in the shoulder with an arrow. He drops the knife down to the ground. He's just
Scream! Just scream!
Yeah, he's screaming.
I am death!
Whoa.
Okay.
All right. This guy immediately goes running for help. Next round, he will disappear off the edge of the map. This other guy also goes running for help as well. The remaining guys, these two draw their shields. So I'm going to give them an icon to indicate that their AC is higher.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll just go with
That'll put him at
invisibility.
15, I guess, if that makes my math.
And there's going to be a lot of people moving in. This guy is going to go to the edge of the rock. All right, so Finley, you're taking 4 attacks.
It was nice knowing you. You wake up at a mountain.
All right. Kelly. What does Sentinel take? Can you use Sentinel right now, or does it take a reaction to use?
Reaction.
All right, so you can't use it yet.
Not until next turn. Not until my turn.
D20. What's your AC, Finn?
It is 16.
You're going to take 4 hits, including a critical. So they are spear. Spear. The shield is a critical, and then spear again.
Okay.
So you take 3d6 plus 6 plus 2d6 plus 2.
Don't forget your dodge thing or whatever, right?
Yeah, I have uncanny dodge.
Yeah, do you want to use it on any one of these hits?
I
I think it.
You
I'll
have to pick
use it
one
on
hit.
the
Probably.
critical hit.
Yeah, that makes sense. The critical would deal 8, instead it deals 4. So you
Okay.
take 17 points of damage.
Okay,
Not so bad.
not so bad. Not good, not great.
Just remember, it's the beginning of the night. It's literally the first round of combat.
3.6 religions, not good, not great. Okay.
Kelly or Daka, whichever. Oh, wait, sorry. There's 2 more
I'm
guys. I
sorry,
have
you
to
said
add.
17, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Then Daka takes 4 hits. What's your AC, Daka? I guess I can.
16.
Ooh, this
That was
is
17.
Oh, this is so bad. All right, Daka takes a shield hit from guy number 1.
Didn't we give over one of the AC?
I thought he had one of the rings. I thought he had the same I did and then +1.
Well, I mean, they're hitting for a 21, so
No, I was just
Yeah.
trying to
you take 4 points of damage,
I have a
Daka.
ring, but I would be 15 without the ring. So
Oh, I thought you were the same armor I was.
Kelly, Daka, whichever one of you wants to act first.
did I
Let
take
me.
damage?
Yeah, 4 points.
Hellish Rebuke, my
Okay,
dude.
let's do it.
Which one?
23.
Is there a save on Hellish Rebuke? Fuck. Jesus.
Nope.
Okay, so the guy with the shield who hits you just fucking evaporates into a cloud of purple smoke. He like hits you with the shield, you turn and look at him, you blow some smoke in his face, and he just gets avenged.
He gets snapped.
Yeah, you fucking snap his ass. The other lizard folk standing next to him turns and looks. He gets a little bit of the dust in his mouth, and he's just like, like spitting it out everywhere.
As soon as that happens, I like whip
Frank, no.
out one of the little rune things and like hold it into the dust of the man.
The rune begins to glow faintly with like silver light.
Then I'll just smirk and look at the guy beside me.
Okay. Kelly, Daka, who wants to go first?
I think I will. And so I'm gonna hit this guy. So Finley, I'm gonna give you a maneuvering strike.
Okay.
If I hit this dude. What is it called? Yeah, maneuvering attack. So you'll be able to move half your. So what is your current movement rate?
25 feet.
Just a second. They actually do get a save against Hellish Rebuke.
Did they?
Yes, they get a dexterity save. You fail
For half damage?
Yep, he smoked. You
Sweet.
turn that motherfucker to sand.
So you would get to move on a 25, Arthur. Is it up or down 5 feet?
Which way?
Well, he
thought-
can move half.
thought-
of his
I thought
movement.
players round down, monsters round up.
No, it's always round up in D&D.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I guess you can move 15 feet then. So you'd be able to get like between myself and Agram.
Yeah, are you
wanna
using
do that?
maneuvering attack?
I have to hit with an
Yeah.
attack first. So
All
I'm
right.
gonna hit this dude.
Okay.
No.
Even with no shield, that's not going to happen. You're using the serpent steel sword instead of the flaming sword?
Oh, sorry, no, the flaming sword.
It wouldn't have made a difference, I think.
No.
But yeah, it
It's
will
just-
miss.
No, it's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy dodge rolls left, comes up out of the sand, kicks a little sand in your face. You're like, ah! You're waving your flaming sword around in the night. Everybody can see this now. Like, the whole town is probably looking at a dude waving a flaming sword around.
I will then use my shield of faith.
What does it look like now? Is it still a halo surrounding you? Does it look like a giant stopwatch clock behind you?
So I like the idea that it's nothing like that. It just kind of looks like if there was like extra Kellys coming out of me.
Oh,
Like,
interesting.
So but they're not. They don't look like me. They don't look like the Kelly looks in this situation. Like they're different looking. Like maybe there's one with a full tower shield and he's like very paladin like, and then there's another one with say like maybe there's another one that's like I don't know, like a wizard, like in a big wizard hat, big floppy Arthur Perkins hat, you know, and maybe the wizard is like super skinny and very like not muscly at all, sort of thing. But they're definitely Kelly. Like both of them are Kelly.
Look,
so.
my friend, I know you're reading Stormlight Archives, but after you finish Stormlight Archives, I suggest you start reading Mistborn, because that's one of the powers of Mistborn is
Oh, cool.
sending out fake future copies of yourself that will show your future actions to confuse people as to which path you're going to take. Because there's a power in Mistborn that does the opposite. It allows you to see the exact path someone will take in the future. So to counteract it, you do one that shows all of the possible paths you could take, and then they're like, "Oh fuck, which one's it gonna take?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mistborn's wild.
And so what does my new thing do? I forget. Oh, I can use a bonus action to take half damage.
Yeah. You take resistance to attacks, which effectively becomes half damage.
Yeah.
And what did we decide on whether that's for all attacks?
It's for the
in a
whole round. Whole round until your next turn.
Cool.
You want to activate it?
Well, I just used my bonus action to activate my shield, so.
Okay, all right. Daka, you're up.
All right, I haven't drawn a weapon yet, so I'm going to bonus action Hunter's Mark on this dude.
Okay.
And draw the daggers.
Ching. Let's do it.
Sorry, Finley.
Main hand.
You're fine.
I tried,
3.
dude.
Yep, that'll hit.
And Hunter's Mark. 2 extra.
Little purple flowers begin blossoming out of the wound.
And
Oh, actually, Arthur, if you'd mind, like I'd probably move like that if I could have.
Sure.
Yeah.
And offhand. Nope.
Yeah, he brings his spear up, and your dagger deflects off of it, and you can see that the dagger's chipped now. You're gonna need to like fix that shit. You're gonna need to like scrape it before that becomes a problem.
I got mending for you still.
Yeah. It's also an offhand dagger, so it's not like a main weapon urgent situation.
Speaking of an urgent situation, why don't we take our halfway point break?
Aha.
Yeah.
It works.
Sure.
How offhanded of you, Arthur.
Thank you. We'll be back in the I was actually expecting way more elephant puns this episode, but we haven't gotten any.
I mean, you didn't even let us bring the elephant on the fucking.
You could have just told that guy
I-
no and brought the elephant anyway.
I'm going to open up my trunk of surprises.
This fisherman would be like, whoa.
We'll be back in 8 minutes for the second half.